So now a demo of the control module and how it monitors the fuel burning heater even with the remote control not active. So just sitting in the car, engine's running now, we've just turned it on. It's 3 degrees outside, so the heater would start normally. Because we've got the AC off, it won't start, and that's key, that if your air conditioning, if your heating essentially is turned off, your fuel burning heater is not going to start up. And you might need to remember that for cold starts. Obviously you wouldn't normally have the heating off in the cold anyway. So you can see the LED that we mounted outside just there on the A-pillar is currently off. And if we turn on our heating, it's monitoring the heater, and I'd imagine in a few seconds, maybe in the next 30 seconds, there you go. So the car has now started the fuel burning heater because it's below 5 degrees. Around about 5 or 6 degrees and below they come in automatically. But you can actually control the heater, not that you'd want to do this, but for your own interest. If you turn off the heating, the fuel burning heater will cut out in a second. There you go. So it's monitoring that all the time. So we're going to leave that on and we'll go for a drive, and we'll see that that will stay on until the car decides it doesn't need any extra supplementary heating. And if it gets to the point where it's at its 88 degrees, I believe it is, it will reduce to half capacity, and that LED monitor we've got there will flash to let us know that the heater's now modulated down to half capacity. And that's quite normal. And just again, if we're in the car, we can use our follow me home lights. So I'll just show you that. If we turn off the ignition, we've got the follow home lights on. And they're on as normal. And it's not going to do anything with the heater. It's not going to start it, it's not going to stop it, even though we're using that to control it. As long as we let them just finish their normal cycle and we don't press any buttons on here, we're not going to start the heater. And I'll just demo that. So they've just done their normal 30 seconds. And if you want to use the follow me home lights, just turn them on and let them finish their cycle, and it won't start the heater. And once they finish this cycle, because you can just hear the fuel burning heater, he's still running down there. He's just on his cool down cycle. We'll let him finish. So the lights have done their normal cycle, and that's the key. We can still use all the lights. We can use the module to also be controlled by this button if we let them finish. Now it takes a little while. After the fuel burning heater's run, it does take a while for it to cool down. It has like an overrun on the pump. So I'll just let that finish. I can hear that that's just finished. So now, if we do a 1, 2, 3, anything up to 5 seconds, we'll hear the confirmation. That's the 5 beeps, and now we're flashing. So with that flashing, this is like we've done a remote start from outside in the house, say. So that's gonna just warm up the car. We'll let that carry on for a little while. But even now that's flashing, even with the ignition on, it's going to continue that remote cycle until it gets up to its 76 degrees. And we can start the car, and it's going to continue flashing. And flashing indicates remote controlled operation. Eventually that will stop and then it will go solid because the car will take over. And when it goes to half power, it doesn't flash like that. It has a rapid flash to it, and you'll see that in another video that we'll do. It does take quite some driving to get the engine up to a temperature, and we're in January, to get the engine up to a certain temperature, to get that to go to half capacity, you've got to drive it quite a lot. It's not very often that I see that, but it is interesting when it does it. But again, even if now, because it's under remote control, even if we turn off the heating, whereas previously that would have stopped the heater, even at 3 degrees out, it will continue because it's on its remote cycle, and that will continue until it's warm. So you do have control. If you, for example, if you start the heater from inside the house, you get in the car and it's still running, it will continue its cycle. You do have the option in one of the dip switch settings to have a ignition sensing where it will cut it out. There's no real need to do that, but you do have the option. So that covers all the remote control features, and you can mount that LED inside the car, you can mount it on the front grille, you can put it wherever you like. But I find that quite a good place for it there.